All right, it is summertime in College Park, so we're getting to know our Maryland women's basketball team just that bit better. And now Kyndal Walker is here with us, and great to see you.
Great to see you as well.
It is early in the preseason. We were talking to the freshmen; they just moved in yesterday.
Yep.
So we're not in full swing just yet. But how are kind of the vibes around the team right now?
The vibes are good. We're slowly bonding. Everyone's new, obviously.
Right.
But that will take time when everyone kind of gets back together on campus. Getting to go out to eat and show people around. But overall, having a good core of the group coming back from last year is helpful because we all kind of know each other.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just bring everybody else in. So it's a good team dynamic.
How do you kind of see your role? Is like you've been here, but you weren't in their shoes like that long ago.
Yeah.
Kind of helping them get settled and everything.
Yeah, well, that's the best thing about being from here
Yeah.
is that I kind of know where everything is.
Yeah.
I kind of know how things work now. I also probably had some of the same feelings that they're feeling right now, like maybe a little bit lost or confused or anything like that. So I feel like I'd be a support system in that way and kind of just help showing things around.
So your path from kind of childhood to College Park, when did you really first get excited and interested in basketball?
Well, I started around first grade. My brother was a basketball player, and my dad was his coach.
Oh.
So a lot of times I did play soccer at first, so I was straight soccer.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden my dad started bringing me to more of the practices, and I saw the guys doing their drills and whatever, and I was like, I could do that. So I'd stand in the corner, I'd get my own ball, I'd be in the corner doing my other thing, and I'd be doing it better than some of the guys. And that's when my dad was like, my dad's not a person that kind of wants to force me into things, but he was like, you're pretty good,
something
right?
There,
yeah, he's like, something's there. So from there, I could not put the basketball down, and I'd go one-on-one with my brother. I'd get training with my dad, and it kind of just grew from there.
So when did you kind of decide between like soccer and basketball?
It was tough. It was around about 4th or 5th grade because my AAU schedule was around the same time as travel soccer.
Yeah.
So there'd be a lot of times where I'd have to miss games and do this. And I remember one time it was convenient because my soccer game and my basketball game was at the same place.
Oh.
So I played soccer for about a half, ran over to the basketball gym and played the full game. So it's crazy.
I bet you were tired after that.
Yes, I was. But, as a kid, you have a lot of energy.
That's true.
So I recovered faster. But, it was good.
What position were you in soccer?
I was a forward.
Okay, cool. So you kind of went. I was curious because I'm also a huge soccer guy. I was wondering, like, were you a goalkeeper, like the hand-eye coordination kind of thing?
At that point, we did like substitute goalies, so I was like a part-time, every once in a while. But forward was my thing.
Just kind of forced into it sometimes. Some guys draw the first draw. You mentioned kind of your family and your dad and your brother. All everybody in your family very athletic.
Yeah.
Who's winning those one-on-ones nowadays? Because I'm sure they probably still happen. Driveway, gym, something like that from time to time.
I mean, if we're going straight one-on-one, it's me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've sent my dad inside a couple times. Don't tell him I said that, but I sent him inside a couple times. Yeah. My brother, we're always competing. Obviously, he plays college basketball at Virginia, so he's very good.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of helps me grow my game as well.
Yeah.
It's always competitive with him. Like there's arguments. And you're like, I'm not talking the rest of the day, but it's always good for us and it's fun.
So you're obviously competitive with sports. Are you competitive with like family game night or like other things too? Yeah.
I'm winning, and I'm a big trash talker, which a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
But I kind of keep it reserved.
Well, honestly, that might be the best trash talkers. It's like, oh wow, like coming out of nowhere. If you're always talking the game, it's like we're kind of used to this.
Yep.
You pick your moments. It's
you gotta have a couple one-liners, one or two-liners. Yeah.
Probably not for camera, but we'll leave those for the court. So you're, like I said, you're kind of from Maryland. Was coming to the University of Maryland always kind of the goal in the long run, or what was that kind of path like?
Yeah, I mean, it was always in the back of my mind. I mean, I've been coming to Maryland games forever. And, I did a couple AAU games where I got to play out on this court, and everything kind of just felt great. I wanted to be someone who kind of set an example as a kid who stays home and gets to play here at Maryland. So it was really exciting. Obviously, I didn't get to play last year, but I'm super excited for this year to kind of finally get out there and be able to do that. So it was definitely always in the back of my mind.
What were kind of the conversations with Coach B like about, staying home? Because she's huge on that too, like from the area and everything. What were those conversations?
Coach B was great throughout my entire process. She was very transparent and open and honest about everything. And that was kind of like a big thing I was looking for because I didn't want anyone to tell me something and that not be the case. So she was always very honest about things, and I believe in her obviously because she's a championship coach and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, those trophies speak for themselves.
Exactly. And seeing all of that, it's like, why not? So
that's awesome. And I think that she is she does a great job of kind of cultivating a good environment within the program. And several times today, with talking with other players, we talked about kind of that family like atmosphere, and that gets tossed around a lot by like coaches and teams and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, it kind of really is true here. How do you kind of see how Coach B and the staff kind of create that environment?
Well, it's easier when you have an all-female staff. It's easier to relate to everybody. Starting from Coach B all the way to our managers at the end of the bench, everyone kind of gets to understand each other. Everyone respects each other. I think that's a big thing because everyone's voice matters. I can see that within the coaching staff and within the team, and that kind of just translates between both of us. So it's good.
Was there any hesitation about being too close to home when you were playing? Because you were close at Virginia, right? So I'm sure Charlottesville's not close, but it's still in the general vicinity. Was there ever any thought of like going a little bit further away, or were you just kind of like, this is where I'm from, like this is it?
Yeah, I mean, I had to consider it obviously because a lot of the schools were further away that were recruiting me. But being home, it's like I thankfully don't have a dad who's going to be up here all the time or anything like that, and it feels separate. Like although I know where I am, I still am living my own life and running my own race, so it's fine.
Yeah, because you have your own stuff going on for sure. That it's like I don't even have time to think about like going home or like he's not coming to cramp your style and stuff like that. So.
We kind of made a deal where like if I need to go home, I go home, but I'm not going to just be home all the time. Kind of go out and explore.
Yeah, I'll be the one to initiate that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So you mentioned kind of looking forward to this season. I guess kind of just broadly, what are you most excited about for 25-26?
I'm just excited to get on the floor. I mean, honestly, I'm like, there are a couple of times I got to warm up this past year, and it was just like the feeling of just like I can't wait to play, but like I know I can't play. So that kind of anticipation. Obviously, my family getting to come out to the game and see me as well. All of them were all super excited, and I just get to play, on my home court, in my hometown. Just being out there and having fun. It's kind of like nostalgic from, like I was saying, those past 80 games I used to play out there, and now I could finally live my dream and play at my hometown school.
So that had to be tough last year. Like you were saying, you're observing the team, you're with the team all the time, but you're not fully participating. How do you kind of mentally like deal with that, knowing that okay, this isn't forever, but it sucks right now? Yeah,
it's tough, but the thing is, you always learn the most when you're observing. So, sometimes when you're in the action, you can't see all the things that you might see when you're sitting there. So there's a lot of things I picked up on, whether that be how my teammates play, whether that be where I could help the team if I was to be out there. You kind of just get to have your imagination kind of just go. I think that's big for me because as a point guard, I need to be able to see those kind of things. So that's why I think it'll help coming here.
You mentioned you learn a lot from observing. I think that's a fantastic point. You got some new faces coming in, obviously the freshmen, but the transfers you've probably seen play a little bit or play, seen them in action. What are you excited about what they're going to bring to the program?
I'm excited because everyone's coming from a situation where, they were the star player and a good team, and when you get to piece together those kind of players, it always ends up, being great under Coach Freeze, who makes it work all the time. So it's super exciting. Each and every one of them brings something to the table. Every single person you could see has their own role in what they're going to bring to the team. And when you have a team like that, it's easier because not everyone's the same, kind of person, same kind of player. So you have all your personalities, you have all your play styles, you have all your different voices, and I think it'll mesh well together. Yeah,
it'd be pretty boring if everybody was like the exact same personality, same playing style.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, I mean, fine, I guess, but it's not exciting. You want all those different parts. So what do you do outside of basketball? Obviously, you got other things going on. It takes a lot of your time, but what do you do when you're not playing?
So I love to do art.
Oh, cool.
I'm big on art sometimes. You'll probably see this upcoming year. I like to paint my shoes.
Ooh, so, be on the lookout for that.
Yes, I do stuff like that. I paint like canvases. I like to draw a lot. That's a big thing for me. I love music, so I'm always listening to music. Doesn't matter. I'm just big on music. And I like fashion, so I kind of like buying clothes sometimes. You'll just see me at the mall, and even if I know I'm not supposed to be getting it, I kind of just go to look, kind of observe, see what's there. Well,
you mentioned observing, the basketball. You also observe the clothes and stuff too, from time to time. And when you're kind of either painting or drawing, is there anything in particular you like kind of painting or drawing, or just kind of whatever comes to you?
Whatever comes to me.
That's awesome.
Like it could be like a pink shoe, for example, and I'll draw some pink cartoon characters on it or something like that. So it just
when
depends.
Inspiration strikes.
Yep.
So how have you kind of is that almost like an escape for you from basketball in a lot of ways? Like, because it is just so drastically different that when you kind of want to switch that brain off, you can turn to the art.
Yeah, I mean, I've always seen art as being kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
It also can help translate on the court because it requires focus and patience, which, you know, sometimes is a little bit tougher in the game.
Right.
So, like, a lot of things you don't realize how it can impact what you do, like, full time. So it's kind of just something that I kind of picked up on a while ago and kind of just took it with me.
That's awesome. You mentioned the music. I'm not going to ask you to pick favorite artists, favorite songs, because I know, especially for people that listen to everything. But what are you currently playing? Like, what do you have, like, on repeat right now?
Well,
is there anything?
My favorite artist is Erykah Badu.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
I listen to a lot of her music. I also enjoy, like, this will sound kind of funny, but I enjoy like other international music.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes I kind of just play that.
That's awesome.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different like genres I get into, but I like more of R&B style. But obviously, being from Maryland, I like the DMV music as well. So
you gotta represent.
Yeah.
So I mean, with all the things you've just kind of talked about, you're not like I only like this one thing kind of person. Whether it's with basketball and being versatile, or you know, art or music. I mean, where do you think that comes from? Just kind of having all of these different, preferences and things that you like, that you're not just like, I kind of only like this.
I feel like you have to explore, because you'll never know what you like if you don't. So for me, it's kind of just about, trying new things, because a lot of things you'll pick up on, you never know how it could help you in the future. Yeah. Like, art might be something I don't really care about at all, but it might be something that maybe in the future I get paid for doing someone's art, or paid for doing someone's shoes. So it's like, just having those little things that you pick up on, you never know where it could help or what it could turn into. So
maybe we'll have you do a mural or something around the new facility.
Maybe,
we can commission you for that. So I guess just kind of like some quick rapid fire types of things. Favorite kind of movies or TV shows that you're watching, or just at your top?
I've recently been watching Love Island.
Okay, that has come up several times today.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Yeah?
It's like, it's good, but then it's also like, I'm comparing it to other seasons.
That's fair.
I would say.
That's fair.
So, but my favorite movie ever is Equalizer. So I love action movies.
Yeah.
Anything like that, you can turn that on. I'll watch it forever. I recently watched Straw, which was one of those big plot twist movies that Tyler Perry just put out. I like plot twist movies as well. So
no spoilers.
Yeah.
I won't say anything.
Yeah. No.
We don't know when this is air, so that's awesome. I guess kind of, home cooked food, anything. I mean, you're from the area, so you probably have your favorite, restaurants around here. But any kind of food, either home or eating out, that you prefer?
I love seafood, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
I love hibachi. And barbecue.
Okay.
Anything barbecue.
Dang. Okay, so you're gonna have to, the people coming in, you're gonna have to kind of show them
those
the
three,
right spots.
Bring those three. That's it. Yep.
So I think there was even some talk about like, crabs. You got to figure out how to do that for the players that have never done that before.
Yeah.
Like that's almost a prerequisite. Yeah.
So we're gonna work on it. That's a requirement if you're gonna be in Maryland.
Maybe we can film it, because I think it'd be pretty funny.
I got you.
So I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, you have so much going on all the time that. Actually, I'll do this. So we talked about music a little bit. In baseball, they got walk-up songs. If you had to pick like a walk-up song for yourself, right now, what would you pick? We won't hold this to you, hold you to this in a couple months or anything. But right now, what would you think?
Walk-up song, Danger, Erykah Badu.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
We might have to put together like a team playlist or something.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Who's a player you kind of looked up to growing up?
Well, growing up, I kind of just looked up to my brother, if I'm being honest. I wasn't big on watching basketball because I was still playing soccer, but I kind of just picked up on watching basketball, like, maybe in, like, 6th, 7th grade-ish. A couple of my favorite players in the WNBA is Kalia Copper. Yeah. That's my favorite player. And then in the NBA is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
So.
What do you like about their games?
Well, everyone's always said my game's kind of like Shea.
Yeah. Good compliment.
Yes. love the mid-range, love all of that.
Yeah.
I kind of like his swag, I'm kind of a person like that, and he doesn't say too much, which is also kind of how I play. Yeah. Like, you have your moments, but you're kind of just calm, cool and collected. And then Kalia Copper, she kind of has that edge to her as well. And she's always fast-paced and getting to the bucket, and I love her energy.
That's awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing that out on the floor this year. Appreciate your time, and good luck this season.
Thank you.